I pray always with joy in every prayer for you, because of your partnership of the gospel from the very first day till now. I am confident of this, that the one who begins the good work in you will continue to complete it until the day of Christ Jesus. God is my witness, how I long for all of you with the affection of Jesus Christ. And this is my prayer, that your love may increase even more and more in knowledge and every kind of wisdom, to discern what is the value, so that you may be pure and blameless for the day of Christ, filled with the fruit of righteousness that comes to Jesus Christ, for the glory and praise of God. The word of the Lord.
Thanks be to God.
When you read this letter, there is a kind of satisfaction in the words of St. Paul, but also there is a prayer of thanksgiving as he prayed for these people that he himself has visited and has tried to bring the faith to them. And not only they accept him, but not only accept his message, but kept it. It's not how much the way you start, but the way you finish is the most important. And we know that he said to them, you become partners with me in the gospel. From the first day that I come to the country of Philippi. And he's speaking to them in a prayer. I know, I am confident that the one who begins this good thing in you will bring it to completion. And that completion is that they will be prepared for the day of the Christ coming, the parousia. God is my witness, how much I long for you, and I missed you with a great affection. You know, one thing that people do not understand, and I hope they will, that when you have a congregation who is really in love with Jesus, that really do their best they can to motivate the value of the gospel, and they respect those who lead them in the faith, there is a relationship that is very, very powerful. On the contrary, when the one who is speaking the gospel being rejected and sometimes even ignored by those whom he wants to save, it is the most devastation for that who bring the gospel. Because the purpose of all of us is to be saved. And the one who comes to you to help you, to save you, his concern is to save your soul. And that's why St. Paul today, he said, I long with affection. There is that relationship. That relationship that is not going to go away. That your love may increase more and more, love for each other. That the knowledge of every kind may be a perception for you. To great knowledge of God. To discern what is the value. That's what we need to do in this world, to discern the value. Not casinos, not playing with death and watching television and going here and there. That's not going to be the value to save your soul. To discern the value, to discern what it is necessary for you to pass from this life, the transit of this life to eternity. That is your motivation, as is mine every day of our lives. And then he said, so that you may be pure and blameless. 'Blameless' for the day of Christ. That is what we are looking for. And then he said, so that you may be pure and blameless for the day of Christ. That is what we are looking for. And then he said, so that you may be pure and blameless for the day of Christ. That is what we are looking for. And then he said, so that you may be pure and blameless for the day of Christ. That is what we are looking for. And then he said, so that you may be pure and blameless for the day of Christ. That is what we are looking for. The day when Jesus will come again, not as a baby, but he comes to take us home with him. He comes that we might be with him and the Father and the Spirit and all the saints and angels in heaven, filled with the fruit of righteousness. That's what we need to do. It's not how much money you have in the bank and what kind of titles the world gave you, but how much you have been Christ-like in the actions that you perform, in the reaching out to others, in doing all kinds of things that really become the living gospel that comes from Christ Jesus for the glory and praise of God. And that's what we do it for. We don't do it for my glory, so that people will see me, oh, I am doing this for people. Come on. You do something that is, do it between you and the other individual. You don't need to come in the bulletin and say, Father, I want to be thanked. And Father, my name is not in the bulletin. And Father, all this nonsense. We don't do it for praise. We don't do it to be acknowledged. We do it for the glory of God. And God will see in the hidden. He will repay you. Because otherwise your payment is already done. This is what St. Paul tried to, as we say, bring home to the Philippi. And this is what the church wants to bring to us. That each one of us are moving towards the parousia. Every day of our lives is a walk towards the coming of Christ. And we need to be prepared for that. And how I'm going to prepare? By living the gospel, by discerning the value, by do not be thrown into elements of secularism and relativism and all kinds of things that really is hindering us to come closer to the relation with Jesus. And when I don't have the relation with Jesus, I begin to distance away from others. And that's why St. Paul said that you might increase, that you might have a pure and blameless soul for the coming of Christ. Because all that you have done it for the glory of God, to the merits of His Son, Jesus Christ. God bless you.